Tell us about this book called Child of My Child. How you guys put this together, and where you got the poems, and what kind of a challenge that is, both personally and as an editor.
On April Fool's Day of 2009, I became a grandfather. And April Fool's Day, Josie was born. And I don't remember how soon it happened, but within a few months it occurred to us, because we're involved. My wife has been a book editor for almost 40 years, and we're deeply involved in publishing and writing on various levels. And somewhere it occurred to us that there's this whole generation of baby boomers that have had this experience, or have had this, or are having this experience, or might have this experience, or know somebody having this experience. And like so much that's happened in this generation, there's a collective aspect to it, I think. People tend to experience things as kind of from a group consciousness as well as individually.
Right.
So we figured out that, that there's a lot to be said about this. There's been a lot to be said about every phase we've gone through along the way. And it was a profound change for me, certainly. And so we put out a call. We decided to try to collect the thoughts of people in a serious way, to find not sentimentality, but serious literary work that addressed a very significant life experience, and that did not presuppose to know what that experience was. And we got work from people who, one contributor writes about discovering that she was a grandmother when the child was 10 years old. She had never known her son had fathered a baby. People, write about both the trials and the joys of grandparenthood. One contributor writes about her son being in jail at the time she became a grandmother.
That's a powerful poem, because it's what you're talking almost goes back to that sense of this is a non-academic kind of thing, right? This is not an upper middle class, I'll bring the kids over for the weekend.
And that's also the experience of some upper middle class people, that the kids have gotten involved in drugs or alcohol or money problems or whatever, and so it deals, and many grandparents these days have become primary caregivers for whatever reason. And so we wanted to collect all of those experiences in addition to the beautiful ones.
And we haven't got a lot of time left.
Okay.
There's a poem in this collection I think speaks for all of them in a certain sort of way. That's the one you guys put in first.
Yes.
The Adams poem.
Barbara Adams is a wonderful
I read that to my
poet.
wife last night. It just resonated, the whole experience, not just of being a grandparent, but of life itself. And I think that's the point, I think, that comes across in a lot of your work, is that the sense of place is also the sense of perspective, and the more experience you have, the more you bring to that work and that quest, that we make sense out of it somehow. So give us
interesting. Thank you.
Hopefully we'll get that in there.
Barbara Adams is a wonderful poet from Newburgh, New York, and we included her poem Baby Skin, Notes for a Grandchild, as sort of the signature poem in the collection. At first you will get all that you want: milk, sleep, softness, warmth, and love for nothing. Then gradually you will get to know pain, fear, disgust, loneliness through your soft baby skin. For a long time, if you are a lucky one, you will enjoy timeless fun, running, throwing, singing, skipping, and giggling in the dark game of hide and seek. For a long time, if you are a lucky one, the worst you will suffer is broken skin or bone, the fever of a cold and happy goosebumps. Then, precious air, suddenly one day time begins, and you will want what you can't always get: lobster, French wine, down bed, cradling arms, love for nothing. You will try to keep what can't be saved: joy, peace, content, and soft baby skin. You will come down with the chronic fever, incurable, the weariness and chill of a broken promise, a frozen dream, and the thrill of a breakable heart. Finally, my innocent descendant, you will learn to sing, if you are an heir of mine, of pain, disgust, hate, and loneliness. But you will not be afraid if you know all this and love someone or two for nothing. You will live then, as well as can be expected, till your baby skin is tough as mine.
Thank you. And thank you for being with us. I'm your host, Gary McLouth. We've been talking with Ken Salzmann.